Welcome and thanks for joining me right here on the channel. The solution is you. I do appreciate each of you just for stopping by. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. With that, let me go ahead and get into today's quick subject. Now, the topic of today, 4 clothing choices that your buddies should never see your woman wearing at your house. Now, today's content are for those men who have experienced some sort of disrespect with your woman, or there is some inconsistency when it comes to your relationship. You may be in a situation where you just don't understand why. You may be going through some ups and downs with your woman. One day she may act like this with you, and another day she is acting like that. One day she's very respectful, and then the next day it's the total opposite. And this tends to happen in front of your friends or in front of your family. And she's around, and things seem to always go left when you guys are together. And you can never really understand what it is that's causing the trouble. You're doing everything that you can to make her happy, but anytime you two are together, there's just a bunch of commotion and there's a lot of disrespect that follows you everywhere that you go. So this content today is for you. And let me go ahead and start with number 4, leggings. So although for women, leggings are a choice of clothing for comfort, especially when they decide to go exercising. It's nothing like going outdoors and wearing some leggings that are lightweight, that are breathable, that are fitting the lower body just right. And the good thing about leggings is that they complement other types of clothing that are worn, such as skirts, for example. But let's not forget that a lot of women enjoy wearing leggings because they are sexy. There's a reason why leggings have been pretty much banned from corporate America. Can you imagine maybe yourself driving a company car on the company's property, and there's a couple of women maybe who have got out their car and they're headed into the building, and they're walking through the parking lot, and while you're driving the company car, you wreck out because you're looking at the women while they're walking in these leggings. This could also be a situation in corporate America where you're a recruiter. So your job is to go and bring in the talent. And so you're interviewing a lovely young woman inside of a conference room. Then suddenly one of your assistants or something comes in and she's wearing the leggings, and the leggings are fitting just right and everything is just popping out. And so she turns around to go out the door. And when she goes out the door, you're beginning to start the interview back up, but suddenly you forgot where you were at because of this woman wearing these nice leggings. Now, leggings can be considered a decent choice of clothing to wear inside of your home. But when you have your buddies over and they are totally distracted by your woman walking around jiggling with these leggings on, maybe she's serving snacks to you guys while y'all are playing cards, and you got your buddies side-eyeing all the assets while you're not looking. And some of your buddies, it doesn't matter if you are looking, they're still side-eyeing your chick. This could turn into all types of issues where your woman is disrespecting you, because deep down, most women would like to have a guy that kind of checks them and lets them know when and when not to do things in certain environments. And when a woman does not see this going on, the disrespect starts to kick in. And so this may be a reason why you have ups and downs in your relationship and you're not able to pinpoint it because you're thinking that this is not harmful or that it's innocent, but really it's the catalyst to all the trouble that you've been having. Now, number three, swimsuits. So these days, it's really hot outside. It's summertime. In some places, the temperatures can get about 105 if you factor in the heat index. If you're down south, you could be looking at a high percentage of humidity. So this is the best time to go and take a dip in the pool. But for some of you, you have a woman who maybe she prides herself in working out. So she's been working on her abs and she's been working on her legs, getting her legs toned up. And maybe she is very excited to put on that two-piece swimsuit that she's been longing for. And you and your buddies are all out, y'all are barbecuing, and you have maybe a pool in the backyard or something. Or maybe you're living in an apartment complex. So you and your buddies are all over your house and there's some type of party or a get together that you guys have going on, and your woman understands that there are a lot of guys that are in the living area, so this is going to be a perfect time for her to just hurry up, put on the two-piece outfit and run out into the living room with maybe a towel half draped over just so she can put all the full body on display. You have a lot of women who will conjure up something like this. And then you also have a lot of guys who look at this as no big deal, as having their woman come out so she can show off everything that she has. And maybe the woman has no problem with this. Maybe she's going to compare her body to some of the guys who are in the room. Maybe she knows a lot of their girls or something, and maybe she wants to set an example for how their women should look. So she's going to come out and flaunt the nice shape that she has. So, you want to look out for things like this because oftentimes women will go out and do things like this on purpose, come out in front of everybody so she can get a lot of attention. Maybe a couple of the guys are going to compliment her on her body or something. Or maybe she's going to like the attention of a quiet room as she walks by to head on to the pool. So guys, you have to be very careful of your woman flaunting her assets in front of your homeboys. This includes swimwear. This could look innocent because of maybe the temperatures outside. So, by it being so hot, you probably in your mind would want to reason and say, well, it is kind of hot outside and she has on a swimsuit, so no big deal. But this could be the biggest deal that you've ever experienced in your life because your woman will feel that she can probably do any and everything around you, regardless of who's around, including your friends. Now, number two, Dukes with the cheeks out. Now, there's no quicker way to lose your woman than to have her wearing Daisy Dukes with the cheeks hanging out. In my neck of the woods during the summer, I see this from time to time where a guy is walking with his girl and anyone that's behind her, any man, is basically taking his time walking, enjoying the view. If you want to lose your woman really quickly, this is the best way to do it. Especially if you are at your house and you have your boys over and you have your woman just constantly walking around. Again, this is a situation where your woman is intentionally trying to find things to do. Have you ever been over one of your boys' house and You understand that his woman is intentionally trying to get into something so she can walk by multiple times. Maybe you know that she has been getting many compliments on her body. Maybe she has one of those hourglass shapes, tiny waist, big butt, and the cheeks are jiggling, hanging out. And she has to walk by and vacuum. You guys are in there on PlayStation or something. And she has to consistently come through vacuuming, dusting, trying to ask if you need anything and things like this, trying to find all types of ways just to come by and ensure that you get a good look if at all of the goods that are being jiggled around. You have women who will do this, and you have guys that will let this go. Look at what I got. Look at what I have access to on the daily. So you have to be very aware and careful, and to make sure that you're not a guy who is parading your woman around like this, thinking that it's a badge of honor or something to have maybe one of the finest women in the neighborhood, body wise. You have to be very careful about this, because you have guys who you consider your friends that will be in your house, and they could be making secret eye contact or something. They may be having their phones out, taking some pics or something while she's bending over to enjoy all of this later. This could be a guy that could be, while you're not looking, could be filling up on her. There's all sorts of things that could be going on. You even have some guys, women who will sit down on their friends' laps and things like this in order to tease them and things like this with the cheeks out. So you have to be careful about this, man, because this could end your relationship at some point. Sometimes you have some of your buddies that are creeping by your house while you're at work and things like this, or the woman is getting in her car and meeting up with one of your buddies at another location while you are out of town and things like this. And all of this started because of something that was, happened at your house with the cheeks out. So, you have to be careful while you're out there with your woman and make sure that you're not being disrespected. And number one of the 4 clothing choices that your buddies should never see your woman wearing at your house: long t-shirts. So this one is one that can be controversial at times, because depending on when your buddies are over your house, I know there are some guys who have their homeboys spending the night over their house. Maybe there was the night before there was a lot of drinking or something going on. This could also be a situation where your buddy is coming over maybe to pick you up to go to work. So, you have to be at work early in the morning. So he's come in and he's waiting on you to get dressed or something. Maybe your woman has come out of the room to go to the kitchen to get something to drink, and she has on the long t-shirt. So you have to be very careful about this, because although there could be those somewhat innocent situations as I just described, there are situations in the midday where you have your boy over, or some of your homeboys over, and y'all are just kicking it. Y'all are telling jokes and just chilling in the house. And you have your woman come in and she's walking all through the house. Maybe she's going to come and ask you a question, or maybe she's going to come out and sit on your lap while you're on the couch and your boys are there watching. And she has on this long t-shirt. And this may be a time where she doesn't have a bra on. So this could be a woman who has triple D's or larger. And the breasts are just swaying back and forth with this long t-shirt on, and all of your boys are just sitting there gazing. This could also be a woman who comes out in the long t-shirt, and she may have a lower cup, so maybe the breasts are pointed, and the nipples are pointed, and your boys are getting all excited, but they're trying to keep a straight face. But you know that your woman is getting all the attention, so you make it as no big deal. And your boys are sitting there maybe giggling or something and and looking like they're thirsty or something. You just, man, it's all sorts of things that guys and your boys do that are routine, and it's never looked at amongst you as an issue. It's looked at as just regular activity, and you're wondering why your woman is disrespecting you, coming out any type of way in front of your friends, or even going out in public and displaying things like this. This could also be a woman as it relates to long t-shirts that may come out into the living area while you have your boys out there and she's not wearing any underwear. So you can clearly see that the cheeks are jiggling with no underwear on, and you got your boys all excited and they're looking at her and following her everywhere she goes. You'll be surprised at the types of things that go on behind closed doors. And don't let it be a situation where y'all are drinking or something like that. Maybe it's late at night, almost midnight, and y'all are drinking. And maybe she's sitting on the couch, gapped open with her legs wide open, no underwear on with this long t-shirt. And you guys are laughing it up, and you aren't saying anything. You right there laughing it up. This has a whole lot to do with failed relationships, women cheating, or guys getting into arguments and domestic violence situations and things like this. You and your homeboys getting into fights and things, falling out over women. So you have to be careful about taking control of your situation at home, and not chalking it up to something innocent when your woman is parading herself around in things that will arouse your buddies. And you have to make sure that you're not out here looking like a fool indoors or outdoors when you have your woman around. And make sure that you are taking care of your household and not getting into situations that's going to jeopardize your relationship. I thank you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.